change your attitude. What's on your mind? You think that love is strange. Your heart will never break. You think that love is strange. Your heart will never
Okay, first of all, sorry there's not much to see. That's because I'm doing this outside. Fancied a bit of fresh air, and also the opportunity to clear my head a little, you know, absorb and take in some of nature and, you know, enjoy it while we've still got some. Been a bit of a weird day, to be honest. I suppose I've been trying to gather my thoughts, find the right way of expressing myself and saying this. You know, and sometimes it's quite difficult to share those thoughts with you because I'm just trying to give you a figurative and descriptive way that you can really understand what I'm trying to say. That said, I think the problem, and I start with the word problem, and you'll see where I'm going. The problem right now is problem think itself. Because in that lies part of the ignorance of humankind. And I think this is why sometimes I find it difficult, and many others who are probably like me find it difficult to communicate effectively with other people who are in problem think or reacting to problem think, you know, whereas I'm more in solution think. You know, I look at this, everything that's happening in terms of looking to try and find a solution, you know, something that we can all agree to live with, you know, that's peaceful and life continues. But some people are looking at it whereas, oh well, we've been given a criteria, a set of problems, a set of rules to follow. And if we don't follow these rules, oh, you know, problems are created for us. You see how the problem thing works, you know. Fear of not being able to solve the problem, or fear that the problem will grow bigger and out of control. So therefore, problem think, fear think, rules their lives. And obviously, solution think tries to find the answers to problems. You see where I'm getting at? And therefore, we're not based on bribes or rules, or, you know, in the sense to keep our job, because we're dealing with the truth. That is everybody's duty, you know, that's your born job, is to recognise the truth. Your brain would be dysfunctional if you couldn't see something and immediately recognise that as part of the truth, or something to be learnt from. Because we're all trying to learn. So that said, I was speaking to some people today, and it seems apparent to me, you know, talking to different people from all different walks of life. We've got those people who are willing, ready to accept an answer. And we've got those people that are stuck hard and fast in the problem think. And it's very difficult to put across to them what's going on. And the reason's simply this. Every thought that you have, you know, thoughts become reality. They become actual things in your head. Atoms, molecules, etc. Neurons. Literal physical stuff. And the more time you think about something, this is like how people who are depressed will hold a certain behavior because they are literally programming themselves. You know, when we have a large emotional response and are ruled by our emotional center, this creates behavior because it's hard to come out of that way of thinking. That's why the best people, the most rounded people, are people that tend to have lots of experiences doing lots of different things. They travel and meet different people because then they're changing their experiences and they're not limiting their perception. But the limiting of perception due to problem think is really part of the ignorance. And if we're going to solve this, again, we have to learn to start to analyze what's going on within people, because that's where all the problems are, really. The earth is full of every remedy that we need, all the food, all the wonderful things that have been made has come from this planet. So the earth's not at fault. It's the way we're managing the resources. It's the way we're disciplining ourselves, ruling ourselves, you know, going back to, they want to say, oh, anybody that tries to rule themselves, they're an anarchist. No. Oh, they're anti-government. We're anti-slavery, you know. I put it this way, we're eventually going to have a realistic discussion, right? Because things cannot continue the way they are, okay? You cannot have others deciding the destiny of individuals, okay? If we're talking about freedom, you know, the two things don't work together. They cannot coexist, you know? Things should not be being forced on people. But likewise, we cannot just stand aimlessly in protests if we're not prepared to put down in writing what we really want to change. We need to, you know, address the grievance. And the only way we can address the grievance is to do it in an intellectual way that, you know, anybody could look at that and say, okay, that makes sense. And then also provide the remedy. Because, you know, if you can just see the problem and you can't see the remedy, then you're part of the problem, because, you know, anyone can say, oh, look, there's a problem, which then induces either a fear or an anger or an emotional response that is not going to help us get the answers we need. So, you know, going back to what I was saying at the beginning, the problem is problem think. People stuck in the problem think. And the only way they're going to get out of the problem think is to see the solution think, which is going to be hard for them, because don't forget, they're stuck in the problem think. It's like people who find it difficult to get a job, you know, and some people say, oh, well, you need to try harder. Yes, but in the normal sense of things, if you're used to having a job, that might be something quite easy for you. But if you're not used to that, then you're stuck in the problem think. You understand? So that's an example of how solution think and problem think contradict one another, and yet both exist and both must be remedied. And so this is where compassion and emotional and ethical duties come in, where people must recognize, above all the other things that they say exist, the first thing that's going to heal somebody and make them whole again and make them well, as it were, as a complete human being, is compassion. And compassion comes out of love. Yeah, so I'm going to leave it there for now anyway. I just thought I'd put them thoughts down. I'll probably have some responses to this, and I'll try and elaborate at some further time, you know, how we're going to get solution think and implement it. But I'd like some of your opinions as well, some of your ideas, because we have to find the answers together. Peace. One love. You know, take care of each other.
Don't tell me how to live. No, no way now. Don't tell me how to live. No, no way now. Don't tell me how to live. No, no way now. conclusion. Helping us is just an illusion. But hold on hard to what you believe, 'cause the devil minions are out to deceive. Don't tell me how to live. No, no way now. Don't tell me how to live. No, no way now. Don't tell me how to live. No, no way now. Don't tell me how to live. No, no way now. Don't tell me how to live.
Okay, right. I'm now taking records of this because this is the second or third time this has happened, right? Now, the thing is, this computer, as you know how these things work, right, have their own monitoring. Okay, so I don't need to put in verification every single time, yeah, because I've already verified it. And it also says here, don't ask for codes again on this computer. So the fact that it's once again showing me two-step verification is showing me that some setting has changed, and it's got nothing to do with my browsing history, because my browsing history is full and complete. Okay, I haven't deleted anything, you know, and I've certainly not deleted, you know, my logging in to Google. So something funny's going on here. I think you'll agree, something funny is going on. You know, why do I have to keep verifying as if, you know, this is a brand new device? I believe that they're just trying to obviously use that system to keep tabs on people, and especially relating to the videos that I've been posting recently, revealing, you know, just how much unlawful behaviour is actually going on in the name of government and these so-called public servants. Alright, so if it happens again tomorrow, I'm going to film it again. And every time it happens, I'm going to film it, because as you can see there, it says don't ask for the codes again this computer, and that's what I'm going to enter. So let's see if it asks again. Okay, looking, here we are. This is actually the second day. This is not the same day. This is day 2 now. Look, I'm so glad this camera gives you the kind of resolution it does, because you can clearly see there's different kind of smoke rising from the ground up here. I can distinctly smell that burning smell, so whatever's burning is still going on. I haven't myself been particularly looking at the news, but again, nothing seems to be being said. It's amazing that something could be burning for 2 days, have that smell of plastic and wood and even burnt hair smell, and nobody say anything. You know, it's been mingling with the clouds, and then you got the obligatory government chemtrail courtesy of the loving government. You know, we have all these different types of clouds. Yeah, and some of them are real, and some of them are man-made, artificial geoengineering, and some are not even clouds. Some are smoke billowing from the ground because something is burning, something quite big. Obviously you can see that we've got the Twin Towers of Evil almost. Yeah, well, you got the Hilton, you know, that giant landmark, the sonic air instrument that vibrates when the wind blows through it and distinctly generates a low hum, which is probably similar to the same thing Hitler used when he used to appear shortly before his speeches. He would always have a low pulse tone, a hum of 50 hertz generated in the background, which would induce fear, and as soon as he'd speak, that would be reduced by the engineer, which would make everybody relax while Hitler talks, you know. And they've known about these things for ages. Yeah, completely normal then. Fog all over, all over, all over, all over, all over. Normal. Come on, just get a grip. Look at that, man. Just look at what they're doing. Fucking get a grip. means we might be living there.
Jesus Christ is coming twice, and that's all nice. I wanna live in paradise. Jesus Christ is coming twice, and that's all nice. I wanna live in paradise.
Yeah, we're talking about your Lord and Savior. Better look at your own behavior. We've got a Miss Molly sitting in a shopping trolley. Why the hell you bothering everybody with all your folly? The pretty Polly acting just like a dolly, big fat Wally. Tell me now, what the hell you heard about the